I'm back, Tube. I'm back. These games is boring. Already lost money. Messing with Tyrese Maxey. I took over, but they took him out with 10 minutes to go. So he could have got 6 more points for me. And then James Harden yesterday, he was he had like 8 assists. I needed him to get 9, and they was blowing the team out, and he was on the bench, but they put him back in. So I couldn't predict that. If I knew if they was gonna get blown out, which I knew they would because they playing the Celtics, I would have took the under, knowing that he ain't even gonna play the whole game because they gonna get blown out. But it's all good. I picked all the teams that was gonna win, so I'm gonna get my $20 back. I'm gonna get plus that. I'm gonna get like 40. So all in all, it's cool. And I did picks for tomorrow that I feel good about. But I just got some food. We're about to eat and chill. The Spurs and the Blazers might be the only good game, but I got the game on. I'm gonna see what the Magic and Pistons talking about, but I think the only good game today is Spurs and what's the name? But we gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see. I might.
There's hands sticking out the front of the trailer earlier. Let's see them.
How many other people are in the truck?
Any information I get can, I'm going to have an answer.
How old are you? 11? How old are you?
Oh, I seen this.
And you have to let him know.
No,
I
ma'am.
seen this.
You're not going to decide the outcome of this. We will.
I seen this.
You know, when you walked in the door today, and you read away what it was going to be about. If I figured I got away with it, I got lucky. But luck runs out.
50 years ago, Mary Kathleen Schleiss went missing, only to be found buried, killed, and left in a pile of snow. After half a century, a relentless pursuit, detectives have made their way to Mary's murderer, 84-year-old John Miller.
My DNA.
Whole is dating back 50 years, all thanks to genetic testing.
For all of those decades, John had been hidden just 2 hours away from Mary, hoping no one would ever find out what he had done. But for Mary's sake, can detectives make this grandpa confess in this never-before-seen interrogation?
John, I don't believe you.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
Or is John about to slip away for one final time?
That story doesn't work.
I don't care.
John, it doesn't work.
On February 15, 1974, a cold day in rural Wisconsin, a driver making his way down a dirt road made a startling discovery. As he stopped his car at this intersection and climbed out into the snow, he was hoping what he had seen was just his eyes playing tricks on him. But it wasn't. There, in the snowbank, was the body of 25-year-old Mary Schleiss. Mary was an incredible artist who had been hitchhiking from Minneapolis, where she lived, to an art show in Chicago in hopes of networking and showing off her skills. But along the way, the man who gave her a ride had other plans. Police launched an investigation immediately, and it seemed like they had solid leads. Witnesses had spotted a man and woman arguing on the side of the road shortly before Mary's body had been found.
Hold on. Ding, 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 dong.
They had seen a car and were able to give descriptions of it. On top of that, a hat had been left behind at the scene by the killer. There was not one, not two, but 3 things linking police to the killer. And yet, the case went cold. For 50 years, Mary's killer was on the loose, living his life, raising children, going to local school events, working at carnivals, surrounded by potential victims. Until finally, in 2024, genetic genealogy led police to 84-year-old John Keith Miller, who, by November of 2024, resided in an assisted living facility.
How you doing, sir? Looking for John. Me. John? I'm Dan. Good to meet you. This is my partner, Jason. We work with the Dunn County Sheriff's Office, and we're hoping to maybe sit down with you in your home or wherever you're comfortable and have a conversation. All right, thank you. Nothing like getting bothered on a nice day, huh? Yeah, I guess wherever. You want me to sit here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me sit here, sure. How's the day going so far? Good. Alright. So like I said, my name is Dan. Just call me Dan. This is Jason. He's my partner in this case that we're working on. So I think that you might be able to help me out. It's been a long road to get here. But I kind of want to start off by talking about your family. Probably family that you don't know, I'll be honest with you, John, because it goes pretty far back. I'm gonna pull out a little sheet here. Do you know? I know you were adopted.
Yeah.
Who were you adopted by?
Merle Miller and Grace Miller.
And Grace Miller?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you adopted as an infant?
Yeah.
So you don't know any of the Pearson family?
Oh,
Pearson is the last name.
not that I can recall.
Do you know anything about your biological parents?
No, I just know that my mother had an affair with a guy from Yugoslavia, and that's where I came from.
Okay. So
And I'm supposed to have a brother.
you're supposed to have a brother. Do you know what their name is?
No.
Genetic genealogy is a challenging science, one that was made even more challenging in this case due to the fact that John was adopted at such a young age. Initially, geneticists based out of Ramapo College in Mahwah, New Jersey, traced DNA found on a hat at the scene of the crime in two of John's biological siblings. However, John wasn't raised with those siblings or in touch with them at all, which left investigators at a dead end. That is, until investigators dug further and were able to identify his DNA through a sample that his daughter submitted. Though detectives here aren't ready to talk about that DNA link just yet. First, they want to nail down John's timeline regarding where he was the day of Mary's murder. They know that in 1974, John was married to a woman named Ruth. Usually, he worked at a carnival, but given the fact that it was winter, he wasn't doing much of anything, except, evidently, committing murder. Before we dive into his version of events, if you're interested in seeing more clowns like John face justice, be sure to like and subscribe. That's literally all we do here.
So what states did you work in the carnival?
Mostly Iowa.
Mostly Iowa.
Yeah.
Did you ever work like Minnesota, Wisconsin?
Boy. I don't think we worked in Minnesota. This is Iowa. Wisconsin, I don't know. I don't think we ever in Wisconsin.
So did you ever live with Ruth like in the cities?
No. I was in country.
Did she work too at the carnival with you, or what did she do?
Ruth was a cook
Oh, she was.
and Copper Tree restaurant.
Copper Tree Restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she work during the day or nights, or?
She worked all the time.
So I'll level with you a little bit, John, as I talk to Ruth, to working on this tree I want to show you, because like I said, you might be able to help me out further. But there was mention that gotten a gun from her dad back when you guys were married in the 70s. Obviously nothing, you're not in trouble for that particular thing, but I was just wondering if that helped. Do you remember anything?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's right.
Good defensive teams. Your defense always going to be consistent. Like if you're an offensive team, sometimes you don't make shots, but when you're the Celtics, and you're OKC, two of the elite defensive teams. Defense always travels, Ernie. You know that.
65-44 is your halftime score.
Or Chuck, your two favorite teams ain't no good.
No. Ernie, Shaq, they're not bad teams. But like I say, your offense is going to come and go. You're not going to make shots all the time. Look at this defense, man.
These boys ain't going to beat OKC. Stop it.
No, they're not going to, but this is a beatdown.
And look, when you're going to turn the ball over, you're walking right into OKC's kitchen.
Well, not only turning it over, and you're taking tough shots.
Yeah.
Jalen Green, Devin Booker, and even Dylan Brooks at times, they're tough shot makers. But against the Oklahoma City, you have to pass up a good shot to get a better one. And they have refused. The first shot of the game was a dictator of what everything was. They took a long-range three early in the shot clock, hands in their face. I'm like, well, Chuck, you might be right. This is going to be a super long night.
They're 7 out of 24 from deep. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights presented by Kia and see the departments in which OKC
Shout out to my boy Percy at Kia. I got to get me a new Kia.
OKC is dominating. Talked about those points off turnovers. They average 22 a game, which is best in the league. They had 21
off turnovers?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes, it is. And in the paint, they're up 20, 32 to 12. That's where we're going to, of course, we go to Shaq in the paint.
That's right. I'm the master of the high percentage shot. Chuck is giving his 2P team too much credit. They aren't really that good in the showing, especially right here defensively. They're just letting OKC do whatever they want. Get right there, no resistance at all. Greg Phil Jackson would say, gotta have some resistance on defense. These guys are showing no resistance. Turning the ball over, and OKC just getting out, flying, doing what they do. High percentage points, mixing the paint. And I hate to say it, Chuck, but you got 3 more beatdowns coming. It'll be real quick. You might as well send them to Lake Havasu.
The other thing about that is, I was blessed to play with great coaching. And the one thing is...
Oh, please, let's not go into that again.
I just shouted out Phil Jackson.
When?
I know.
When?
Just a second ago, the great Phil Jackson used to say...
But you said coaching don't matter.
No,
Please, that's why I was just asking.
Please, let's not get into coaching.
That's it. Just give you a great player the ball.
Ernie, it's not a mistake to turn the basketball over. That happens in the game. The mistake is when you don't sprint back on defense. And so if you watch Oklahoma City, when they turn the basketball over, they will sprint back, then make a 3-on-2 fast break into a 3-on-3. So
and
now
the coach
they have to
do that? And the coach made them do that?
Yeah, they emphasize it. Yes. First of all,
They've only turned it over 4 times.
No, but I'm saying, but on the other way,
on the Phoenix side,
they don't sprint back.
Right.
And coaching builds habits. Habits build habits of creatures. Champions do daily what everybody else does occasionally, brother.
Right, it's all right
That's
here.
it.
It's all right here.
Yeah, no, coaching matters.
You keep making excuses.
Ain't nobody making excuses, but coaching matters. And then he shouted out the triangle offense the other day, earlier today.
Who do you think the coach of the year is, Jack?
Oh, this gonna be good.
Huh?
Who's the coach of the year?
I'm going to go with Ime Udoka.
Oh, my God. You're going to say Wembanyama?
I don't know his coach.
Ime Udoka's a very good coach. He's not in the coach of the year conversation. Because,
Yeah, Mitch Johnson.
So it was from Tina's dad, or I'm sorry, Ruth's dad.
Yeah, Donnie.
Okay.
Donnie said,
And that was the one you used for the robbery when you were a young man. Did Ruth ever talk to you about that or no?
I don't think so. Not that I recall.
Yeah. Yeah, she also said that sometimes you would take her car, and I'm assuming now you must have been going fishing and that kind of thing. But she said that you guys were living near Minneapolis.
Near Minneapolis. I know I was north of Minneapolis. How far, I don't know.
You think if you looked at a map of Minneapolis, you'd have a general idea just so I understand where you're talking about?
It's possible.
John was no stranger to law enforcement, though he had been off their radar for quite some time. Prior to Mary's murder, he had been imprisoned for a robbery in California, where he lived for a time. The fact that he traveled all over and worked an under-the-table job only adds to detectives' concerns, because if he did this in Wisconsin, who's to say he didn't do it in any of the other states he lived in?
Yeah, and I talked with Tina too a little bit. They were really helpful to us. All you guys have been great. It's nice to be able to sit and have conversations with people. So I'm gonna pull up this sheet that I have here that we kind of made for the case that we're looking at. Obviously we're in the age of the technology, so a lot of advancements have been made with ancestry, DNA, and that kind of thing. We've been able to build out a lot of family charts, and that's why I was talking to Ruth and Tina, and they were great. And that's how I know your biological parents. Your dad was actually John Pearson, was his name. I don't know if you remember ever hearing that, or maybe you didn't have anything to do with John Pearson, but
I remember my given name that I remember was Donald Keith Johnson.
Donald Keith Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when my folks adopted me, they kept my middle name.
Okay. Just renamed you to John? Drop the H?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so these are some of the names that we've come up with this DNA profile stuff that we have. Like, do you recognize the name Barr at all? Barr, B-A-H-R.
Joanne Barr, I think. No, that was Barr.
Or Sutherland?
No.
No. I was just curious.
We welcome you back inside Studio J. We often talk about running through the tape on this very broadcast, and there was a great example of that today in the Delaware Marathon, because Joshua Jackson is coming from behind while the guy in first place is celebrating, and it's Joshua Jackson. Oh, come on, man. I was come on, man. It was not unlike the same. Where was that the same? It's not the same. Oh, man. That's because a torso has to go bang. No, it's not the same. It's identical. No. You run through the tape, Joshua Jackson. My torso went through the tape first. Where to go? Not hand. It is not hand.
Good luck going after our fans. We have a hunter's meal at McDonald's.
You mean Sandra Boy's breakfast meal?
Ours has Onion McShaker fries.
Ours.
So, to get to that point, John, the case that we're looking at, there's DNA. And obviously it's from many years ago. And when I started looking at this case, I started working with the DNA because we got new technology. And we do what's called ancestry. It's investigative genetic genealogy, which takes a DNA sample from whatever scene we might be working on and helps us build a family tree. And the units of measurement eventually help us find who might have contributed DNA to a scene.
We'll be sweating right along with it.
Does that make sense?
Ultra Zero.
Okay. So, what led us here is a homicide. Okay? It's been a long road to get here, and I'm very glad that you're talking with me, but at the scene of this homicide, there was evidence that was collected, and subsequently, when I picked up the case, because of the advancement of technology, we were able to start figuring out where that DNA came from. Okay? DNA is non-escapable. You can't escape it. It is what it is. It is whoever it belongs to.
Every duck needs a gnome.
So your DNA was found at the scene of the crime.
When you build the decorators, the neighbors will notice.
And
Stand out.
obviously there's been an investigation going on since this happened, and a lot of evidence besides the DNA was pointing to you, and the DNA was kind of the last part of it. So when I sit down and talk with somebody like this, I do it not to accuse somebody of anything. I know what I know, but I also want to hear the side of it from the person that owns that DNA, because there's always two sides to a story. Always. Whether it's hardship, a mistake, an accident, I've seen all of them. Every single one of them. Okay. So, we responded to a scene, we being law enforcement, I wasn't even alive yet, in 1974. A woman was murdered. She and left on the side of the road. There was a vehicle description. There was a description of the male, among other things, and then now the DNA. And that's why we're here. That's weird.
Weird is not the word I would use in this situation. When police confronted his daughter Tina, requesting a direct DNA sample to compare to her father, she didn't hesitate to provide it. Her DNA was an exact match for the daughter of Mary's killer, proving 100% that John Miller had killed Mary in 1974.
So there's still some things that we're going to be working on, but you have to tell me why your DNA was on the scene of this homicide.
I really don't know what to say.
John, I need you to think about what your answer is going to be here, because I only have one opportunity that I can give you. But the girl went missing from Minneapolis and was found an hour and 45 minutes after she was last seen. And I'm not going to give you any more details about this, but the fact of the matter is the family needs rest. Your DNA was on the scene, and it's time for you to talk about what happened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So how do you think your DNA would have gotten on the scene of a crime like that?
I can't answer that.
Well, John, you gotta help me understand how it got.
I have no idea what you mean, what you're talking about. My DNA, somewhere.
Yeah, your DNA was on the scene of a murder, next to the dead woman. And that's what's led us here over the years. And we're finally here. Because I want to hear your side of things.
I have no idea what you mean. This must be one of them things I watch on TV called Cold Case. Well,
it is.
I can't help you out. I don't know what to say. All right, I did. I put him in a snowbank. Is that enough? It was an accident.
Not sure if you were counting, but John managed to last approximately 3 minutes and 47 seconds from being confronted with the DNA evidence to admitting that he killed Mary. When the Grim Reaper is already tapping his scythe near your door, I guess you want to get things done as quickly as possible.
Oh.
I had a fishing knife, a skinning knife in my visor. I asked the lady if she'd give me She said no, and she bent over. And I reached up and grabbed the knife and just hit her once. And I can't believe it, she dead. So I drove off my area. I went up and I put her in a snowbank.
Okay.
there was a car that come up behind me. And I figured, well, I'm caught, so I left. But in the paper the next day, they gave an integrity for the color of the car and everything, so I figured, what's that? But that's what
Okay.
and I don't think I'll be here for supper.
Well, I'm glad that you're opening up to me because it's helpful, and I'm glad that you want to get it off your chest. You know, I want to talk to you more in detail about this. Is that something you're willing to continue talking to me about?
There's not much more to talk about.
What vehicle were you driving when you picked this gal up?
I think it was the Gremlin.
The Gremlin?
Yeah, the 72 Gremlin.
Do you know her name?
No.
Where did you pick her up?
She was hitchhiking.
She was hitchhiking?
Yeah.
How do you know she was hitchhiking?
Well, I saw her.
Well, I mean, did she have anything in her hands? Was she carrying anything, walking?
No, she's just...
Putting her thumb out?
Yeah.
Where was she hitchhiking?
I don't know.
I mean, like the general area where you picked her up, I mean.
I don't remember that either. No, I don't remember where I was at. And a long time ago.
So did you just pull up alongside of her?
Yeah.
And what was the conversation or the exchange?
I pulled up beside her, I opened the door. Did you need a ride? She got in. I was sitting there driving, and I asked her if she would give me a... And she said no. She bent over in the seat. I reached up and grabbed that fish knife, and boom, that was it.
What do you mean she bent over in the seat?
Do you know whereabouts you were when you hit her?
No.
You said she bent over the fishing knife?
In the front seat, she leaned over like this.
Okay, so what did you hit her with? What part of the knife?
Oh, I reached up and it was in the visor on the passenger side.
Okay.
And
So your dumbass just killed her for no reason.
Like that. And it was...
I guess it's cool because you lived 50 years.
Where did you hit her?
In the back.
With the blade or with...
The blade.
The blade?
Yeah.
So did you see the
That
blade?
could just kill anybody back then.
Oh, yeah,
For
but not very far. That's why I couldn't figure out, wow, she's dead. I threw the knife away a long time ago.
We just have to pause here, because stabbing someone in the back with a knife and being surprised that they died is a new kind of stupidity on this channel. In reality, Mary was between 13 and 15 times before she was thrown into the snowbank. When she had been found by a driver, she had been missing for less than 2 hours, meaning that she likely didn't die in the car.
So what happened after you did that and you realized she was dead?
I put her in the snowbank.
So what made you drive all the way to Dunn County?
You know, I got off the highway, got off the freeway, and found like an off road, a dirt road or whatever.
Okay.
And that's when I decided to put her in the snowbank. And a car drove up behind me. I figured I was caught. Then when I read in the newspaper the next day, everything didn't jive. So I figured I got away. I figured I got away with it, but I always thought about it a lot.
Yeah. Weight heavy on your mind?
Yep. Every once in a while I'd come back.
Well, John, I know that it's probably hard sitting and talking with me, but I think it's a good representation of how heavy it was on your mind, because it is going to help the family heal. at this point. What did you do in the days following?
Just kept on going, I guess. I don't remember.
Okay. Because we're having an effective conversation, you and I, John, she had more moves than one. And I want you to really think hard so you can really show me a picture of what happened that day. It could have been panic, after the initial, like you say, I don't know. That's why I'm here, and I want to hear it from you.
Well, like I said, when I found out realized she was dead, I found an off-road, went up, and put her in a snow bank.
John, did it happen once while you were still in the car?
One time. Just once. In the back.
John, that's not true.
It is true. That's what I remember. I had one time in the back, and oh man. If I did, I do not remember. I remember one time, that's it.
Part of us following up with this means difficult questions, difficult situations. John, did you have with her?
No.
So there would be no reason why you would be on the crime scene.
Correct.
Okay. Did any blood get in the car?
Huh?
Did any blood get in the car?
I don't know. I got some on my pants.
You got some blood on your pants?
Yeah, and I remember. I ripped the side of my pants. I told them how I said. I told people that I went skiing and I hit the fence that separated the two sides, and I ripped my pants, so I went and got a new pair at the grocery store, or at the store. And I just drove home, threw the knife out the window in the slough, and that's it.
John, I've investigated a lot of cases, and I know that back you react to that.
Yeah, but she didn't. It was just this instant. Well, I remember back, and that was it. I found an off-road and buried her in a snowbank.
Was anybody else with you?
No. Just myself.
John, why did you do that?
I don't know. To this day, I don't know. Maybe because when she said no, I figured I'm in trouble. I better get rid of it. Who knows? Only me. You know, when you walked in the door today,
Yeah.
I knew right away what it was going to be about.
Did you?
Yeah.
What made you want to sit and talk to me about it?
Feel better.
Feel better?
Yeah.
It's been a lot of years, John. It's been probably weighing on you.
Yeah. About 100 pounds worth.
Have you ever done this to anybody else?
No.
think should happen to you at this point in your life for doing something like this?
Well, I'm gonna go to court and get sentenced and locked up.
How does that make you feel?
Stupid. Yeah.
Have you ever looked back, looked up the case or anything like that since then?
No. I just try to shut it out.
Did you ever tell anybody about this?
No.
Again, I know it's a long time ago here, I'm struggling to remember some details. But do you recall what brought you to Minneapolis? Why were you in Minneapolis that day?
No.
Did you have any routine about your life that brought you to Minneapolis on a regular basis, or was it just a coincidence that you were there?
I hardly ever went to the city. When that movie, like myself and many others, everybody headed to the theater to watch that movie. In fact, it was in the newspaper with everything. I think that's the reason I was in the city, along with a lot of other people.
If you don't know what movie John is referring to, consider yourself lucky. The movie was an X-rated movie that was released in 1972, 2 years before Mary's murder, but played in theaters throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin in winter of 1974. And, we're not talking about AMC theaters here. The movie centers around the act that John claims he was trying to get Mary to perform on him in the car, which only makes the connection more disturbing, and implies that John remembers the day much more clearly than he's claiming.
Did you go right back home? Did you go somewhere else?
I didn't go right home. I went and bought some new Levi's because I had blood on them. I threw them away. And then I told everybody that I had had a skiing accident.
Like who was questioning you about it?
Huh?
Who did you tell that you had a skiing accident? Was somebody questioning you about the blood on your pants?
You know, they want to know where I got the new pants. I said I bought some because I got blood on the other ones.
And who was that asked you?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody in the family.
Would it have been Ruth?
Huh?
Would it have been Ruth?
Possible.
Okay. Did she ever say anything to you about the car? Seeing any blood in the car or anything like that?
No. I took the car and I went north. They came up and got it. And that was it. And I figured, oh, I got lucky. But luck runs out.
Well, we had mentioned earlier that obviously this has got to be a relief to you in some respect. But the other side of this is her family. You know, they're still here. They've been wondering for 50 years what happened to their loved one. So part of this is we're trying to bring as much detail and closure to them. And obviously you're the only one that's going to be able to help us with that.
I'm just telling you what I said. That's all I remember. I remember standing there, and she was dead, And I put her in the snowbank. And that was it.
But when I ask you again, did you ever with her, John?
No. No, I did not. That I know. If I did, I do not remember. I remember just what I did.
And your final statement about her is you're telling me that and you went to that spot in the country, she was dead when you pulled her out of the car?
Yeah.
Do you remember how long it was after you picked her up?
No.
Like, did you drive down the highway for a while?
I have no idea. All I know is I picked her up, asked her, put her back, and put her in the snowbank. That's what I remember.
John, the last thing that I want to ask you before we go on to the next step with this is if this has been eating you for so long, how come you never came forward with it?
What kind of dumbass question is that?
I don't know, I just... They got away. Got away with it. And leave it like that.
Detectives take a sample of John's DNA and take the shuffle of shame to the cop car.
The fuck was that?
You can wait right here, John.
John, I appreciate your cooperation with everything, okay? And my partner and I will probably follow up with you again. Okay. But because you're going into the car, I'm going to put handcuffs on you, okay? I'll put them on the front. I don't want you to be uncomfortable, okay? You fine with him holding on to this? How are you feeling about everything?
Well, don't really know.
Okay. And you told me that you killed her because you needed to get rid of her because she denied your advance.
Yeah.
John, I can tell you right now that that's not the full truth. You gotta listen. There is multiple on her. You do not forget that. You just don't.
I do.
John.
I have no idea, honest.
John, she had multiple on her. Just on her back alone. There was a fight between the two of you. She tried to take the knife from you, or tried to protect herself because her hands are... Both of her hands. You might not want to remember this, John, but think real hard and you'll remember it. Because you do not forget that kind of thing. You remember it clearly.
I remember what I did, but I don't remember any of that. Honest, I don't.
John, I don't believe you.
I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what I think I did, and I don't remember doing any of that other stuff. I really don't.
So how do you think she got wounds on both of her hands?
I don't know. All I remember in the back one time. And I remember she got dead. So I drove up and put her in the snowbank. And that's it. That's all I remember. I'm telling you the honest truth.
How do you think a wound like this would happen, John? Look at her hands. How do you think that happened?
They must have grabbed the knife.
Must have grabbed the knife.
Yeah, if that's what happened. I don't know that. But that must have happened.
Well, are you telling me that if you picked her up, she might have had these wounds already?
I don't know. All I remember is back and putting her in a snowbank. That's it.
How do you think this would have happened, John? That's her other hand.
I keep telling you, I don't remember any of that.
Okay, does this look familiar to you? Do you remember that that scene?
Is that the snowbank where I put her?
Well, I'm asking you what you see there.
That looks like a snowbank or whatever. There. Looks like a snowbank where I put her.
Are you telling me that it looks like a snowbank where you put her?
Well, if that's the snowbank where they found her, that's it.
So look at this picture where she is, where your hat is, where there's a bunch of blood.
Yeah, it tells a lot that I don't remember. That's the truth. All I remember is putting her in the snowbank. That's it.
John, we're not, as you can gather here, we're not buying that you don't remember any more specific details. This is a pretty significant incident.
I don't care what
in
you
your
think.
life.
I don't remember. Period. Other than what I'm telling you. I killed her, I put her in the snowbank, and left. That's it. That's what I remember.
What were your, hold back up a little bit, what were your intentions when you first seen her? You said you picked her up, you knew she was hitchhiking. What were your intentions?
Just give her a ride and ask her if she wanted to hit. That was it.
Why'd you have a knife in your car?
Huh?
Why'd you have the knife in your car?
That's a fillet knife. I was doing a lot of fishing.
Did you typically keep it in your car or no?
No, I always had it in the visor all the time.
You kept it up there.
Yeah.
Would Ruth tell us that same thing?
Huh?
Would Ruth tell us that same thing? Obviously, you know, it's her car too.
I don't know. Got no idea. I knew I filleted a lot of fish.
Whether John set out to attack and take the life of a woman that day is hard to say. However, his family indicated that John leaving a fishing knife in his wife's car was not usual. And I don't know about you, but when I go fishing, I'm not stuffing my fish-covered fillet knife under the visor of my vehicle. Then there's the matter of Mary's wounds. Mary was the back and the front, indicating that there was a long struggle. DNA from John was found under her fingernails, and the wounds on her hands proved that she had fought for her life. Mary was truly an incredible person, a talented artist of many mediums. She was making a name for herself, not just as a creator, but so much more. She traveled the world, spoke fluent German and Danish, and was actively learning Japanese. Her work, which focused on women's rights, was on display at the Women's Institute for Social Change on more than one occasion. John took her future from her, and her art from the world, all because of his own selfish desires. And despite being 84, he's still not man enough to admit that.
John, what I think you did is, I wish she was still seated in an upright position.
No, she wasn't. Back one time. Period.
And why would she be leaning down like that?
Because I said no.
So you threatened her?
I told her I wanted her.
Okay.
And she said no. And when she said no, she bent over and started back one time, and that was it.
Well, you just said that you threatened her, John. What did you threaten her with?
The knife.
So it doesn't make sense to me. If you threatened her with a knife, John, then she didn't just lean forward and you back. That did not happen.
She bent over and was
I've heard your story, John. You said she bent over and you took the knife and back and killed her. I've heard that story. But now, you just told me that you threatened her with the knife. You are not going to have her seated across from you and threaten her with a knife that she can't see. And she's not going to lean over and start crying. Something else happened in the car.
No. No.
It did, John.
I don't care what you think. I know it is.
Some of what we think, that's what the evidence tells us, shows us.
No, whatever went here wrong. She bent over I put her in the snow bank. That's it. No more.
It's still even that story that doesn't explain how you explained away blood in the vehicle. Because if you explain to your family that you cut yourself skiing in your skiing accident, that would not explain blood on the passenger side of the vehicle, John. That story doesn't work.
I don't care.
John, it doesn't work. You need to come off of this.
I don't want to talk no more.
Okay.
I'm done talking.
Okay.
I'm just curious how my DNA got into the system.
Yo,
What do you mean?
Ungrateful
How did they get my
as
DNA
daughter.
when I had never done nothing?
From evidence on the scene.
No. Yeah, but how did they find my DNA and who I was?
It's been a several year long process that we've been working on that led us here, just like I told you at your house, okay? So, John, I'm gonna have you stand up.
With that, detectives walked John out and transported him to jail. At trial, John pleaded no contest to first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison, which unfortunately is not quite long enough for him. It took 18,528 days, or half a century, for Mary Kathleen Schleiss and her family to receive justice, but finally her killer is behind bars. Our thoughts are with all of those affected by this tragedy, as well as the detectives and genealogists who worked tirelessly to put Mary's killer behind bars. Thank you for tuning in. Nearly 85% of everyone watching isn't subscribed.
Mom starts seeing a bunch of sirens outside, and she's like, oh my god, something happened to me.
She's got her head covered with a pillow, her legs exposed, and she's been stripped naked.
I started to freak out even more.
You want somebody's mind that you don't have to kill them.
You know what DNA is? You ever heard of it?
I don't know, how is it my blood?
February 2nd, 2025. In Fairfax, Ohio, a woman has been found dead in her own home.
Or Frank 11, I've got a non-breather, 3919 Germania Avenue, a female 62.
Did he cover her up? I don't know. The dispatcher said that he found her with a pillow over top of her. I don't know about peroxide and cleaning chemicals. A lot of these.
This is 64-year-old Sheila Tenpenny, who went by Denise. Her brother found her lying in her bed with the front door open, unresponsive when he tried to wake her.
But I think she felt safe here, Fairfax. So I never worried about this area at all.
This was no natural death, which means she was never as safe here as everyone believed.
I think my sisters might have been murdered, and
with no signs of forced entry, Denise must have known her killer, and this case is going to turn this apparently safe neighborhood upside down.
Are we under suspicion for something, or?
I don't think that murder is stupid.
Here on the Decoder, with never-before-seen police interview footage, this is the story of the murder of Denise Tenpenny. On Sunday, February 2nd, the Fairfax Police Department received a chilling 911 call.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
3919 Germania.
3919, what was the street name?
Germania in Fairfax. Yes. I think my sisters might have been murdered, and her door was open.
How old is she?
She's 62.
63
63.
years old? Okay.
63. She's got her head covered with a pillow, her legs exposed, and she's been stripped naked, and there might be some blood. I don't know.
Okay.
She did not respond when I yelled at her.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. The door was open a couple inches. She don't leave her door open.
Okay. How long ago
I didn't touch
you spoke with her?
yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay. Do you want to try CPR?
No, her head, she is unresponsive, and her head is covered with a pillow like they smothered her or something.
Did you see anybody inside, or does she live alone?
No, she lives alone.
A single woman dedicated to her career as an accountant, Denise's family thought she'd die at her desk, metaphorically speaking. They never expected to find her like this.
You know that
Okay, thank you.
might want to harm her or anything like that?
Absolutely nobody.
The cops arrive on the scene just before midday, bringing an ambulance, but it's too late for Denise.
I am live right now seeking a DOA, so just want to... This little suspicious, kind of odd.
There are multiple bottles of cleaning supplies beside her body, and an unidentified watch. There's also blood on the bed, and a trail of blood leading from the bedroom to the back door and the gate to her yard. Next to her on the bed is a bent kitchen knife and a box cutter, though these don't appear to be the weapons that killed her. Her brother, Daryl, is devastated. He can't believe he found her like this.
I sent her a message on her phone. I said, I'm outside. And I went up and put the air pump on the truck, and I walked around, and I opened the door, and I started to knock on the door, like that, and the door opened. She didn't answer, so I pushed the door open.
And he saw something no family member should ever have to see. The cops start to canvass the neighborhood. It's a quiet, safe area where neighbors look out for each other.
We're with the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. We're here about what happened last Sunday down the street. And we're trying to talk to everybody in the area.
In particular, they're looking for any CCTV or Ring doorbell footage that might have captured Denise's killer.
It'd be helpful if you could just take a look through those evening and early morning hours to see if you picked up any vehicles or people, or just see if you have anything. That would be incredibly helpful.
They're also going through her phone contacts in case her killer was someone known to her. But neither of these investigative avenues give them any solid leads. The detectives are back to square one. Denise's family. They invite her sister and nephews to the police department for a background interview and DNA elimination.
It's routine in any type of case like this. So we go through, we eliminate family members, and how we do that is we do swabs. You guys can go through that. Okay, I appreciate that.
The last time they talked to her was the day before her death over Facebook Messenger.
She was asking me about Walmart Plus because I was using it for work down in Texas.
Walmart Plus?
Yeah.
Is that like a discount card?
It's their, delivery.
He noticed nothing out of the ordinary at all.
I messaged her at 7:06.
No response.
No response, and then I messaged again at 8:45.
And when was the last time you messaged her the night before?
8:28.
And she responded.
She sent me that message.
Yeah.
That was our last message.
Yeah. So what do you guys think happened?
I don't know.
I might have to go down. I got it myself. Did you show up here? You showed up.
Yeah,
I tried. Donna, what's your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I just can't comprehend it. I can't imagine her opening her door up to anybody. This is very routine. Like even when she knew I was coming, I'd have sometimes lay on the horn and pound or whatever to get her to answer the door.
According to Donna, her sister was someone who wouldn't give up without a fight.
If she believed something was right, she would argue with you about it. When I was just saying, hello, whatever, she would argue about it at work. She would tell me how she would go into her manager's office and say, hey, this isn't right, blah, blah, blah. I was like, how in the world do you keep a job? She was there for
Yeah.
But she would fight for what she thought was right. She always had a smart mouth on her.
Who were the only people she let in the house without question?
Me?
You need a vent outside, you get open the door.
Denise was careful. She wouldn't let just anyone inside her house.
Did she always lock the door?
Even if she knew you were coming, her door would be locked.
You normally have the screen door locked as well, or whatever that's called.
The detectives show them a photo of the watch they found on Denise's bed.
You got watch look familiar?
Because she usually wore, when she wore a regular watch, it was the, they had the links in it. It wasn't like the links in the band.
It's like a metal.
Oh, like the metal chain.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean.
I never saw her wear a watch like that.
The watch must have belonged to the killer.
She's kind of a nice doll or a person.
I really can't.
I figure I can't say anything.
I'm confident that we're going to find them. I truly am. I'm very confident. We're doing this to the whole table.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get them.
I just can't imagine why you want to leave somebody behind that you don't have to kill them.
Did somebody tell you about it?
It's just with Daryl.
That's how Daryl sent the message to me.
And I was dumb enough to listen to the stupid 911 call when they sit on the
Mr. Tim.
The 911 call went out on the news, as they often do, but it was devastating for Denise's family to come across it.
To me, it sounds like, just from watching like cop shows and stuff over the years. To me, it sounds like a targeted attack. It was somebody that she knew. Not that I would know who it is, but
Right.
because normally when you see something like that, and I don't know if there was anything stolen or not, but everything it seems like everything was there. You guys found her laptop, her phone, her tablet, and that was said when we were here.
Mm-hmm.
So and those are the types of things that if somebody was robbing, easy to grab, easy to get out. And that's why I think it's somebody she knew.
If her killer was someone known to her, then surely her brother Daryl, who was the closest person in the world to her, would know about it. They pose similar questions to him. He tells the detectives Denise has been living in the house on Germania Street since the mid-'80s. That's 40 years in the same place, a place she must have felt safe. The day before her death, she and her brother went to lunch together. She dropped him at home afterwards, and that was the last time he saw her alive.
She'll send me a message and she'll have lunch. Question mark, want to know if I want to go lunch. And I usually say yes. And I didn't get that today. And if you look, I sent her a message a little after 11. I said, "Are you skipping?"
Yes, I see.
And I didn't get a response, which is a little odd. Then I tried calling her, and I didn't get a response. And I thought, maybe she forgot her phone. I hope she didn't fall or anything like that. And I need to go to her house and see what's going on. But when I seen her car there, I knew she didn't go anywhere. Because I thought, well, maybe she took off and went shopping and found her phone. She's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she's not answering.
But Denise hadn't gone shopping. The detectives try to get more information about her personal life.
Yeah.
Okay. Has she talked to you about any boyfriends?
No.
She does not have a boyfriend?
She doesn't have a boyfriend.
Has she had one recently?
No.
Like when you say no, never? Or
not in a long time. In years.
Okay.
And one reason was you have to understand her type of thinking. They found cyst on her kidney.
Okay.
And she thought she might be polycystic. They didn't say she was, but so she decided she wasn't going to have any children because she didn't want to pass that on to the children.
Okay.
That's just the type of person she is. So she wasn't really dating anymore. She quit dating and going out dancing and stuff like that many years ago. And I told her, I said, there's a lot of guys out there who don't want children. I said, but, I wasn't going to argue with her about it.
She doesn't have an ex-husband?
No.
Okay, no children?
No children.
Okay. She hasn't dated in years, you say?
In years, yeah.
Has she complained about anybody?
No.
Denise was living a fairly solitary life, and she had no enemies. The detective's first recourse in a murder case is usually the victim's partner, but Denise was single and had been for years.
Does she drink alcohol?
No. No alcohol, no drugs.
She spent her time gardening and working out at a local gym, keeping herself fit and healthy.
So is there anybody you know that would want to hurt her?
No, absolutely not. She's a decent person, honest. stays to herself. The person that I gather she talked to the most was her neighbor right next door to her in that new house.
Who's that?
I don't know what his name is.
Man or woman?
It's a man. And he's got his girlfriend, I think, lives there.
Denise lived in 3919 Germania Street. These neighbors are in 3921. But when the detectives talk to them, they don't know anything about Denise's death either. She was a good neighbor, and they can't think of any reason someone would hurt her. Meanwhile, the medical examiner finds DNA under her fingernails. She fought back, and she scratched her attacker. This means that detectives might be able to identify the killer by scratches on his neck or face. Because Denise was also sexually assaulted, the detectives turn to the sex offender registry. They look for offenders within a half-mile radius of Denise's house, and they find 3. 2 of them have an alibi and don't have any scratches. The third is wanted for failure to report. He's been missing for a while, since before Denise's murder. None of these men are her killer. As the days stretch on since her death, her family struggle with the lack of answers, including her brother, who found her body.
I said, I'm still pretty well shook. I said, my mind's toast. I said, my mind's toast. I lost my mother. And I had a night. Straighten anything out. And now this. Now I got more to deal with.
The whole neighborhood is on edge.
Neighbor Jonathan Bosher and his family have been living in Fairfax for 3 years and say a big reason they moved to the village is because of its safe reputation.
It's jarring, I would say. Very unusual. I mean, it's still hard to believe that it happened this close.
Bosher just hopes it's an isolated incident.
Another neighbor has sent her son away, she's so concerned.
So my son went to spend the afternoon with his dad because he had fallen earlier that day. And anyway, just kind of recover and have some time away from the house and stuff, and from his brother. And then I noticed kind of the stuff happening around us, and so I was like, let's get him out of here.
But what the detectives can't share is that they found a lead. They've been canvassing the neighborhood and taking DNA swabs from the people they speak to, and they found a match. On February 12th, the cops show up at 3920 Germania Street, just across from Denise's house.
Do you need to come in? What's going on?
Yeah, that'd be great. We have a couple things to talk about.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
We just sat down to eat.
What'd you guys get?
So,
Are all 3 of you here?
are all 3 of you here? Yeah.
What?
Do I need to be nervous? It's making me feel nervous.
Relax, you're okay.
You're good, yeah. You want to take a seat somewhere?
It's okay. You want to go sit down so it's a little less weird?
Yeah, come on in. Just relax.
Yeah, you guys are good.
This is the Cart family. This mother is the same mother who went on the news just a few days earlier, saying she'd sent her son away. And they have no idea just how serious this is.
Alright, so, we need to talk to, essentially each of you. And we're wondering if we can go down to the police department. Just so we have a better area to talk. So if you guys want, let's put some shoes and socks on, maybe a coat. And then we'll head that way.
Do we need to be getting lawyers or something? I'm feeling nervous about them. I don't...
You're welcome to call an attorney.
Also, like, do we have to go? Is this like a right now thing, or?
We would like to.
Yes.
It would make, you don't have to do anything, I suppose.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I'm not...
How about we get there, we can explain kind of what's going on, give you some more info. You can always,
Okay. Well, do you want to explain what's going on before we head out there? And...
do you mind if we do that outside?
Sure. Sure.
109.
Are we under suspicion for something, or?
We just want to talk to you. I think you guys can help us clear a lot of things up around here. So.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's go.
I'm just gonna, pat you down, make sure you don't have any, big guns or anything you see on you.
We got all kinds of goofy rules.
some waste up here.
You gotta shoot some tough shots.
Can I have my phone?
Yeah, we'll give everything to you as soon as we can when we get back, okay? Okay.
The cops take all 3 family members, the mom and her 2 teenage sons, to the station to be interviewed separately. But there's one family member they're particularly interested in, and that's this kid, 13-year-old Levi Cart. The cops let him bring his food into the interrogation room.
You got the napkins and everything, or need napkins? No, yeah, I need some napkins. Okay, I'll grab some for here in a second.
So you go by Lewis. What's your full real name?
Levi Jackson Carr.
Levi Jackson Carr. Levi, but you go by Lewis. So you want me to call you Lewis?
Whatever you want.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, Lewis, I gotta read you a form because we're at a police station, okay? And I have to ask you some important questions. All right? So will you follow along with me and just kind of give the food a break for a sec?
Okay.
I know you're hungry. I'm sorry.
I'm very hungry.
I know. But this won't take long.
The detectives read him his Miranda rights.
Well, I guess it states that I can quit having a conversation with you. I'm not sure what this is like necessarily about.
No, I will explain that.
Okay. Yeah, you said that, and you said that we could help you guys like understand what's going on, or like something like that. So I'm not sure.
Do you know what we're investigating?
He just said he doesn't know.
I mean, I know something happened down the street.
Across the street.
Or across the street.
Right.
So
In front of me.
Right. A woman was murdered, right? So we're trying to find out what happened.
Then they start off with some family background.
Out of state? To California?
Yeah, so the plan is to move to California. I think it's Long Beach.
Long Beach? Cool. Was your dad, is your mom and dad divorced?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me what you did on Friday. Not this past Friday, but
the last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday.
So last Friday, we went to my dad's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. And we just hung out for a while at a restaurant.
With your dad? You and Hunter?
And my mom.
Okay. Was it in Kentucky or up here?
Probably in Ohio.
Okay, go ahead.
And well, I guess most of the day before that day, before the dinner, I guess, was just like pretty normal.
And then you woke up Saturday, and what'd you do?
Hold on, y'all. Shit, ain't nobody in here anyway. Unfortunately. But I'm like, is that smart to do if we go be doing some work at that stinky house though? Definitely will, because it's different. That is on the state. Awesome. Awesome. So he decided to go like, I don't know. And how quick of a turnaround you gonna want to go? No, like, this will be the first game, so how quickly is the different?
went and did some homework. Just because I didn't do any on Friday because I had spent most of the day at a birthday dinner.
After that, he says, he and his dad drove around all afternoon and then came back and watched a movie. This was the day before Denise was found dead.
Yeah, so we ate, and then Mom got home, and he left after a minute of talking.
They don't get along or what?
No, they get along.
Okay, that's cool.
That's why we have a lot of like communication between me and him and my brother. So after that, he left, and then me and my mom and my brother just kind of hung out for a minute. I don't know.
Is this in the evening now?
Yes, in the evening.
Right.
And then I think, I don't know, like, kind of the day after that, it's kind of like jingled in my head because it was a lot of waking up really early. But I don't know, I think at like 2:30 maybe.
In the morning?
Yeah, 2:30 in the morning or 2, I'm not sure, in that time area. My cat had randomly woke me up with all the lights off, like sitting on my neck. He started scratching my face, and first he started scratching like my arms, because I was like trying to like get him off of me, because I didn't know what was going on. So he like scratched my face. Couldn't really see it. You can't see it anymore, but yeah, he like scratched my face. You can see this here.
These scratches could have been made by a cat's claws or a terrified woman's fingernails.
And then I spent like, I don't know, like 3 hours maybe, or a long time, trying to like fix myself up. Again, to give more context, fixing myself up, the reason why I didn't like help or ask my mom or my brother or wake them up is because we were literally just about to do photos that day.
Like family photos?
For the house.
Oh, for the house.
Yeah.
Levi says he didn't want to annoy his family by waking them up to clean up the scratches.
And then I decided to take a shower because I was like, it's probably the best thing I'm going to do. So I took a shower.
Where did you bleed most
of the blood went to my shirt that was on my bed, because it was like a lot of it was on my face. I usually put a shirt under my pillow.
Right.
And so I was just like, I don't know what to do. I know I can't, go to sleep in this state. And so I started crying, honestly, kind of loud.
Like what time would you say we are at now?
Like 5:30 maybe.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Right.
So, yeah, so I started crying really loudly, and then luckily for me, as soon as I started crying very loud, she went downstairs and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, not really."
Levi's crying woke his mom, who drove him to the hospital to get stitches. By the time they got back home, it was just before noon.
And then we get in, and like 15 minutes later, Mom starts seeing a bunch of sirens outside, and she opens the window and she's like, "Oh my God, something happened to Denise." And me, already in a panicked, weird state, because I am having to, be like, Marshmallow did this, and he's right in front of me, and still crying because I feel like I ruined, doing photos so we could get out of here, get out of the state, go to California. So I kept on crying, and then I kind of started feeling emotionally triggered, and when she said there was a bunch of ambulances outside, I started to freak out even more. So, I kind of felt really sick to my stomach, and I felt really gross to have to think about, if something had happened to somebody right next to me, or the house right in front of me, and it made me feel really sad, and I started crying even worse.
Levi went to stay with his father after that, just like his mom said on the news.
How long did you end up staying with Dad?
A week, I guess.
A week?
And yesterday what they told me is they decided that it wasn't a good idea for me to be, over there, because there was, she said that, there's a bunch of news coverage, and a lot of, police.
Right.
So I guess I stayed there for a while, trying to feel better, and trying to, heal from this.
Yeah.
So I just kept on asking Dad and Sarah, what they think had gone on, because it seems honestly really scary.
Who's Sarah?
Oh, Sarah's...
Your dad's wife?
My dad's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. You get along with her?
Yes.
Good.
Levi seems strangely obsessed with Denise's death.
I didn't, I didn't know her a lot. I just thought, this is this person,
Right, just a person that lives in the neighborhood,
right?
Okay. Let me ask you this. On that day you cut your nose, on that Sunday morning, were you ever out in the, when you got hurt, were you ever outside? Did you ever walk outside? Never were outside?
I was outside when we went to get in the car.
No, I'm talking when you cut your nose, were you ever out? I mean, if a camera picked you up, that wouldn't have been you if you were outside?
No, I wasn't outside.
Not one time?
Nope.
Levi's story about the cat scratches is paper thin, and it won't hold up against real evidence.
Sometimes people do something that they regret out of character for themselves. They do something, they get kind of scared. They don't want to talk or tell anybody about it.
I think sometimes.
I'm sorry.
If you're cheating on somebody, that, you're going to regret that, right?
Yeah. So do you think somebody could do something and get nervous and maybe do something they weren't intending to do and things get out of hand and something bad happen? Do you think that could happen?
I think everybody, is human, so...
Right, exactly.
I think that could happen.
You think that could happen? Okay. So, you said you've never been in Denise's house? Never been... Okay. Do you know what DNA is? You ever heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So, we're trying to figure out, and I want you to help me explain this, okay, why your blood would be in Denise's house. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I'm not sure. Because, I don't know, how is it my blood?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Because I don't know why it would be in my house. I mean, in her house.
That trail of blood leading to Denise's back door, it belonged to Levi.
I don't know why it would be in her house.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know what explanation I could give you, or even come up with. That would be equivalent to how that would happen.
Well, I don't know how it happened. There's only one person here that knows, and that's you.
How do you know that?
Because there's no other way that part of you can be in that house without you never being in there.
I can agree with that.
Right? So that's why I just need an explanation as to how. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it.
Well, I have to wrap my brain around it first.
He denies that the watch found next to Denise's body was his, but when they show a photo of it to his twin brother, he identifies it as Levi's immediately.
I don't think you're telling me all the truth.
But I'm not lying.
Well, I think you're about how you got hurt.
What?
I think you're lying about how you got hurt. That's my opinion.
But why would I do that?
Building on their rapport with him, The detectives try to present a confession as a way out.
So, if you were, and things got out of hand and you had to defend yourself, well, you were attacked. You know, hence the scratches and the nose and the scratches on the arms. You know, obviously you were attacked in some way. You know, that would make sense to me.
My brother's like loves true crime or something. Very investigative.
Right, that's cool.
He like tried to search up the audio. I didn't hear it, or I guess they said that there was a 911 call, I guess.
Yeah.
And mom had said that maybe she had been, or that somebody said that it looked like she was, which in my mind that doesn't sound like self-defense. If it was,
I don't believe that it was a rape.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. No.
I kind of thought it was, if I'm being honest, but
no. But I guess my question to you is, could you have defended yourself? I mean, is that...
Like I said before, anything's possible.
I understand that, but now we're talking in vague terms, you know? So I need specifics.
I don't know, I doubt that's a possibility that I would be defending myself because I wouldn't be in that house in the first place. I just mean like, I don't see how I would do that, and I don't see why I would do that. That's all I mean.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Why you would do it.
That's the question. They know he killed Denise. The DNA doesn't lie, nor do the scratches on his face. But what would drive this 13-year-old kid to commit murder? Without a confession, the detectives conclude the interview. But what they find among his property when they carry out a search warrant is almost as telling. In October 2024, he was having conversations with an unknown user on TikTok about the Creep Tapes, a found footage horror series, benign enough on its own. But he tells the user, "I have a large lack of empathy because of my childhood." This is reflected in his mother's journal. At some point in the last few months, she wrote, "Lewis, as in Levi, has been remembering more and more since he's been opening up at therapy, and it's awful. The more I learn, the more I realize how truly awful it was to my kids." On February 2nd, she wrote that she woke up at 6:30 a.m. to Levi crying, covered in scratches. She seemed to believe his story that he'd been attacked by the cat. The journals tell the story of a harried mother trying her best with a problematic kid, but Levi's online history tells a different story. He said to his friend on TikTok that he started to research personality disorders after he learned a common symptom was hurting animals, which he says he's done before consistently. A few weeks later, he writes, "I've killed animals before on my own with a knife." On January 24th, just a week before the murder, he searched causes of being sadistic. 2 days later, he looked up knife fighting classes. And on the day of the killing, at 5:30 a.m., he searched Fairfax Police Department. But maybe most telling of all is his search 6 days later. What was Ted Bundy diagnosis? In his camera roll, they find screenshots of articles about serial killer methodology and images of fictional serial killers like Patrick Bateman, Dexter Morgan, and Anton Chigurh. They also find photos of Levi with his hand around his throat. On February 11th, he sent a message to an anonymous user, "I'm probably going to get caught." He deleted it shortly afterward. And his own journal evidences a disturbed mind. In it, he wrote, "I will kill you," and "killer," because that's what he wanted to be. In the early hours of that fateful Sunday morning, Levi crept into Denise's home with just one thing on his mind. Perhaps she let him in herself, recognizing him as a neighbor, and never expecting she'd be in such danger from a 13-year-old kid. But then he attacked her, hitting her to cause blunt force trauma before raping her and suffocating her. He tried to clean up the scene using household chemicals, but he left his DNA behind. And then he went home and cried to his mother about it. All the evidence adds up to one conclusion. That, inspired by fictional killers like Patrick Bateman and real killers like Ted Bundy alike, he wanted to make a violent name for himself, and he had anonymous partners online egging him on.
The teenager accused of killing a 64-year-old Fairfax woman in February has pleaded guilty to several charges, including aggravated murder.
You feel sorry for you. Sorry that you had a family that did not teach you right from wrong.
My sister didn't have children of her own, but she was like a second mother to her nieces and nephews. They adored her, and now they're growing up without her laughter, her guidance, her love. You didn't just take one life, you destroyed an entire family.
At his sentencing, Denise's family have their say. Levi will remain incarcerated at the Department of Youth Services until he turns 21 years old, which is the oldest he can be held as a juvenile. After that, his fate is up in the air. In the meantime, he's been mandated to finish school, attend victim awareness classes, and undergo cognitive behavioral therapy. Whether this will make a difference to his psyche remains to be seen. Will he grow out of it, or will he reach 21, an adult killer? What do you think about this disturbing story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we will see you very soon on The Decoder.
No, we won't. We'll see you on my channel. You know.